Welcome guys to another video here on the Man United Daily YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a topic that's been raising up this week more prominently than so in the past few weeks, and it's to do with the striking situation at United. As you know, Van Persie's on a bit of a goal drought right now, and Rooney, Chicharito haven't been like at their top or peak form as far. So it's been a lot of speculation. I'm just gonna raise my thoughts over those right now. So the prominent kind of rumour this week has been about Radamel Falcao. As you know, Falcao, fantastic goal scorer at both at Porto and Atletico Madrid. Really highlighting, I think, his talent at the very top level, where he can actually produce on the very highest of against the highest skilled opponents, etc. But Falcao, extraordinary goal scoring record. I think he's got about 46 in 70 games for Atletico since moving there in 2011. And Falcao, I think he's not the tallest. He's around 6 foot tall, if not a bit shorter than that, but for his height, he does provide you a bit of aerial prowess, but his finishing ability is unrivaled in my opinion, because he uses both feet, finish very well, all kinds of finishes, poacher's finish, the spectacular kind of like curve, and swinging shots as well. So he has a variety of finishing ability, and Falcao, like I said, fantastic record. The fee's been suggested around £47 million, but what is more likely to happen is that they're saying that Chicharito is around or valued at around £20 million, and then we would pay a further £27 million to make up his release clause. And while that is kind of like makes sense, because Chicharito probably he's 24, still very young for a striker, so he has a few more years to develop yet, but he's probably not getting the game time he deserves, and he probably would be starting at any other club in the world, in my opinion. But Chicharito, I think he would reluctantly accept the kind of like trading if we were going to be serious about this kind of like story about Falcao. The source for this story is called Marca. It's a Madrid-based publication, very well known in Spain. World class reporters and stuff. So they are probably quite reliable. But and they also broke the David De Gea story. They are saying that we have made a down payment, meaning it's kind of like the similar situation with the Neymar deal with Barcelona, where they have made a kind of like off the record payment to Atletico Madrid with kind of like first incentives on Falcao. If United were going to be serious this summer, then it will be down to United first, and then if United refuse to match the release clause, then Falcao then will be freely available to everyone else. So in that regard, I think it's a kind of I really don't know whether this deal really makes sense. Obviously, he's a fantastic player, and no doubt none of you guys, including myself, would be kind of like opposing this deal, because we're getting a world-class player who's going to add another 25, 30, 35 goals to our goal tally. And getting a world-class talent will also just allow us to compete on multiple levels like we did this year, but obviously unsuccessful. But again, with kind of like that talent coming in, with the goals coming in, it will obviously boost that challenge even more. Falcao's been linked exclusively to City and also Chelsea in the past, so it's a lot of attention for this one player, but I think he's definitely worth it from what I've seen of him so far. It's going to be a battle, but like I said, if we have made a kind of like off the record payment incentive for Falcao and his representatives, and also Atletico Madrid, then I think it does kind of bodes well for us, and we're obviously in a pole position if those reports are true. He's obviously represented by Jorge Mendes, who has a long track record with United, bringing in Ronaldo, David De Gea, Nani, Anderson, Bebe as well. So Jorge Mendes, definitely a guy that has a good track record United, apart from perhaps Bebe or something, but he did make that deal happen, to be fair, and that's probably his main job. So Jorge Mendes, part of Falcao's management, so that bodes well. Like I said, it's probably more favourable to us than with other clubs because of the history we have with him. Another factor, I guess, with Chelsea is that Thibaut Courtois, the goalkeeper on loan at Atletico, could be a potential kind of bait as well, just as Chicharito. But I think more pressing for them is that they would need to replace Falcao as soon as he leaves. So in that regard, I think if we were going to offer Chicharito, then it may swing it in our favour once again. So it's an interesting deal. I'm not sure whether it's 100% true because, with the strikers we've already got at the club, I don't know whether it will make sense to bring in Falcao. I know, albeit that our strikers right now are all a bit on a barren spell, to be fair. So Falcao, £47 million. The breakdown will be 20 million from Chicharito and then the 27 million on top in cash. So what do you guys think of that story? Leave your comment below about Falcao. The next one is one that I'm sure a lot of you guys will be familiar with, and it's to do with Robert Lewandowski. It's almost a triangle here with the striking situation and rumours. Lewandowski could potentially come in, and I think it wouldn't make sense to bring him and Falcao, obviously. But either one will do, I guess, because Lewandowski, from what I've seen of him this season as well, the goal he scored against Malaga in midweek in the Champions League was awesome. Marco Reus, great pass, but the finish was unnerving. So Lewandowski's improving his goal scoring record all the time, leading Bundesliga goal scorer this season now. I think he's a better team player than Falcao. Bit bigger, 6'3", 6'4". A bit has the kind of like the determination to work and a better work ethic, and also brings in players in the team better than Falcao, and he's all round a better athlete, I guess, because he's taller, a bit more pace to him. So in that regard, Lewandowski would be a good all round kind of like lone striker, but again, his finishing ability is probably getting better all the time, and like I said, goal scoring, he's getting better, but again, still I would pick Falcao over Lewandowski in terms of finishing ability. But Lewandowski, he already confirmed that he's not going to sign a new contract this season. He has a year left on his contract, so Dortmund probably will want to cash out on him this summer before his value kind of like goes half price in January, or even worse, next summer, then he'll go for free. So in that regard, Lewandowski, I think he is definitely available this summer. The fee, I guess, around 15 to 20 million pounds, so almost half the price of Falcao. In my opinion, that for that price, I think we should definitely look at Lewandowski as a serious option, because for that price, and he's only 24 years old in comparison to Falcao's 27 years old, it's obviously has a future kind of look to it, where in a couple of years time, you definitely can see Lewandowski's finishing ability to be almost on par with Falcao. And like I said, his all-round game, I think, is better than Falcao. Physicality, his speed, his heading prowess, and that comes with his heading prowess would help us with set pieces and defending them as well. So in that regard, Lewandowski, quite very good option. But if we were going to bring in another striker this summer, it will leave us with 5 top-class strikers at the moment. But then a lot of speculation has been talked about over Wayne Rooney. As you know, he has been on better forms this season, and injuries, little niggles and stuff has kind of like disrupted his rhythm and form. Fitness has been called into question as well from Sir Alex Ferguson, so that has made a lot of people lament over his talent in the past decade or so, because when he burst onto the scene with England as well as United, scoring a hat-trick on his debut against Fenerbahce, a lot of people will say this is kind of like the breakthrough talent for English football, where he's going to carry the national team much like Maradona in the 80s. That sort of mercurial talent where he's a world beater, and he's definitely going to be, always in the top 5 players in the world. But unfortunately, due to whatever circumstances, whether it was just injuries or the pressure of English press and stuff like that, Rooney hasn't been able to, 100% fulfilled his potential that has been expected of him. Obviously, Rooney, excellent player, world class player on his day, I would say. Rooney, still a great player, but this season has shown that he's not essential to United anymore, and that we are capable of life after Wayne Rooney. And this has thrown into the question, obviously, whether why there are so much and intense speculation that either Radamel Falcao or Robert Lewandowski is coming in, and the press link the two together, and obviously believe that Wayne Rooney is on out and on the wane. But Sir Alex, iterated that Rooney will be there next season, but it's hard for me to see how we're gonna fit him in, really, if we were gonna bring Lewandowski or even Falcao in, because what I could see, one alternative to, if they were going to bring those two in, or one of those two in, and Rooney still be the club, is that I could see Rooney being kind of like reduced to a midfield role. So Alex has always stated that he sees Rooney a long-term future as perhaps an attacking midfielder, and Rooney, I think he has the potential to be a world-class midfielder. He has the vision, the technique, and also he has the energy to work forward and back. His goal-scoring record is actually not terrible, I would say. He's got 16 goals in all this season, and 13 in the Premier League, so it's not terrible. But Rooney, I think he could be playing a midfield role next season if he was still at the club. I hope Rooney stays at the club. I definitely can see him as a captain in the next year or two. He is a world-class player, and I think it would be foolish for us to sell him. Even though we might be getting a better goal scorer in either Falcao or Lewandowski. In regards to Chicharito, again, I could definitely see Chicharito, going to Spain as part of an exchange deal with Falcao, but I wouldn't be, overly upset if we kind of rejected that deal and kept Chicharito. But I just hope, in the next few weeks, Chicharito and Shinji Kagawa get more playing time. Like a lot of you guys are saying, that they are hungry, they are wanting to prove a point, and we need to wrap up the league ASAP now, because after the setback on Monday, a lot of people have been saying, there's been a lot of over-exaggerated kind of like reports saying that there's only one team who looks like champions, and it's City, and I think it's a lot of crap, really. But United, we're still in a very strong position. I'm sure a lot of us would have taken a 12-point lead after even a loss on Monday at the beginning of the season. So still, a strong position, but we need to wrap up the league in the next 3 games, because we've got Stoke away, Villa at home, and I think West Ham away. So 3 winnable games. We need to get I think 9 points from those games, the full 3 wins. So to make sure that we win the league, wrap it up, enjoy the rest of the season, and then perhaps introduce some even young players like Jan Jose or even Pau into the team. So I'm just rambling now. So going back to the topic, Falcao, Lewandowski, obviously headlining acts, world class talents, and it's going to be a lot of rumours and an intense speculation. I'm going to be doing more transfer rumours videos soon. It's the rumour mill is definitely hotting up again. So I just wanted to make this video really because these two players have been linked prominently with the Reds, and it's interesting because of the Wayne Rooney situation as well, linked to PSG, etc. So interesting triangle or even square really if you include Chicharito. So what do you guys make of this situation, whether you would take Falcao or Lewandowski, or would you want to have Rooney and Chicharito to remain at the club, etc. So leave your comment below, guys, and I'll talk to you in the near future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.